Chris's journey is as dynamic as it is inspiring. From hairdressing to aviation, and now as the founder of Workout Away, a fitness retreat business that combines wellness, travel, and community, he's built a career full of passion and purpose. In this episode, we'll explore the hustle of London life, the challenges and rewards of starting a business, and the importance of staying connected to what truly matters. We'll also dive into caffeine culture, balancing multiple jobs, and how Chris combines his love for travel and fitness into a thriving business model. If you're someone who's passionate about coffee, career growth, or just carving out your own unique path, you're going to love this episode. So grab your favourite brew, settle in, and let's get started. Welcome to ChatterBeans, where every cup holds a story. I'm your host, Isaac Kong, and in this brand new podcast series, I'll be sitting down with people from all walks of life. Join me as we dive into their stories, the lessons they've learned, the memories that have shaped them, and those bits of advice they wish they could share with others. And the surprising things you'd never guess just by looking. Every episode, we'll sit, chat, and discover the extraordinary hidden in everyday lives. So grab your favourite brew and settle in. It's time for some good coffee and even better conversation here on ChatterBeans. Chris, welcome to ChatterBeans.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's so good to have you here. Thank you.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We're straight in. Imagine we're in a coffee shop. What's your go-to coffee?
It's a basic strong flat white.
Strong flat white.
I make no secret of the fact that I am a Pret addict / ambassador, not an official ambassador. they don't pay me, but I think I had the Too Good to Be True subscription.
Yes, me too.
Anyway, that's ended, and I actually still have the subscription. I actually think out of all the chains, they do the best coffee.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do. I hate Costa, and I don't like Nero's not bad, but yeah, Pret's the best, and it's a strong flat white for me because a regular doesn't cut it. I need a double shot.
Perfect. Love it.
I did do a training session recently that changed my mindset around caffeine, and I actually cut down for a couple of weeks, but I've relapsed.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How many coffees do you have a day?
More than one.
Less than?
I don't have more than 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2
What
to
was
4.
the training session about caffeine?
It was about burnout.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess there were so many things that were discussed that I actually didn't expect to be part of the session.
Yeah.
Like scrolling before bed, screens, and caffeine, and just so many things. Anyway, so basically, caffeine's just as part of this training session was just deemed to be not the best thing in the world.
Interesting. Okay.
However, I do get up at 5 a.m. 3 mornings a week, and
I think you deserve it.
They say no caffeine within the first hour of the day, but my day's not like everyone else's, so I'm making an exception.
So you need it, and you're a Pret lover.
I'm a Pret lover.
We'll have that. We'll take it. Nice, good.
And I like my Pret perks as well. You know, you get a perk every 10
Yes.
spends. Yeah. I was disappointed today. I got a free bag of crisps. I like getting the bakery item.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway.
Yeah. So are you still a subscription member?
I am.
Oh, wow.
I've kept it.
Oh.
So you get half price now, but unfortunately you don't get the discounted food anymore, and I did buy a lot of food. But you know,
I got rid of it.
everything.
I know. That's life. Chris, so welcome to ChatterBeans. What does life look like for you? Like, tell us about where you're at, what you're up to. Yeah, wherever you want to start.
Well, should we start now, in the here and now?
Let's do it.
So I'm in London. I moved to London in 2010. So here we are, nearly 15 years ago.
Okay.
Life's busy, but I like to tell myself that I'm in my prime so we can handle it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've got this dream of an early retirement. I'm way off, obviously, I'm way off. But I kind of, I think work hard now and then maybe wind down a little bit earlier. So yeah, life's busy. So I have a few jobs. I feel like multiple income streams is like the way for a lot of people now.
Completely agree.
And yeah, like I'm the type of person when I was younger that got bored very easily, and I was Yeah, I like new things, right? And actually, the jobs that I do, I've actually done them for quite a long time now. So I think maybe as I've gotten older, I do stick at things longer. So yeah, I teach a couple of days a week in London, in the studio, which I love. So fitness is obviously a big part of my work.
Yeah.
And then I run Workout Away as well, which is my retreat company. So we've had that for, I say I started it on my own, but we're now a bigger team as the brand has grown over the years. 7 years we've been going now. And that's my desk job. So that definitely takes the most of my time. But yeah.
Lots of avenues and lots
Lots
of
of avenues.
similarities with me actually,
Yeah.
which I really like. I think life's too short to just do one thing, the day job, and then whatever else in life. I think it's let's do multiple things, like keep busy. I love that. Tell us about Workout Away.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that much about it. I've seen bits
Why
on your
not?
Instagram. I know.
You
What's
should know
wrong with
everything.
it? Tell us. It's your opportunity to sell it.
Right. So, okay. Well, I guess going back to the cause or starting that way might be a good way to start. So, years ago, I started to teach group fitness quite a long time ago now. I reckon it was about maybe 8, 9 years ago. Maybe not that long, maybe about 8 years ago.
Okay.
It's about a year before I started the business. So, started to teach group fitness. I started with Les Mills. So, the classic group exercise brand from New Zealand. And I didn't actually stop teaching Les Mills that long ago. But yeah, so taught Les Mills for a long time. Body pump, body attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was fitter when I was teaching body attack back then.
Really?
But anyway, yeah, so that's how I started in fitness. I've always worked in travel as well, so I've got an airline background too. So worked in aviation for a long time. So yeah,
Up in the sky?
Up in the sky as cabin crew, cabin
Nice.
manager, first business class, economy, you name it. I've done it. Military flying, low cost flying.
Really?
Yeah, I've done all different types of flying, leisure. Yeah, so EasyJet, Thomas Cook, RAF. Yeah, long
Wow.
haul, full service. So yeah.
When did you start that?
Gosh, no, when I was 19. Yeah. So my first ever job, I was a hairdresser. I'm sure we'll get to that.
Yes, we can get into that.
But then, yeah, I was a hairdresser. Then I needed to be free. So I started flying. I wasn't actually that free for many years because I was going there and back.
Exactly.
And then yeah, so started Workout Away because I wanted to start my own business. I've always wanted to have my own business.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed leading people.
Yeah.
I love being part. I was thinking about this the other day. Pretty much every job I've ever done has been part of a big brand. I like working for brands. Successful brands, exciting brands. So I guess the dream was I wanted to have one of those brands and create my own brand. And I sat on the fence for a long time about what exactly that would look like. I had a history in hairdressing. I was good at it. Opening a salon would have been a good option. But like we just mentioned, I knew that I would get quite bored quite quickly, and I didn't know whether that was the best option. So I wanted to combine travel. I was teaching fitness. But actually, at that time, I was looking for, I was single and I was traveling a lot. And I was looking for a fitness retreat to go on. I wanted to go on a fun fitness holiday.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spend thousands of pounds on it. And I couldn't really find anything. There were a lot of yoga retreats, loads of yoga retreats. And that's not what I was looking for. There were a lot of like transformational kind of like fat loss, big lifestyle change camps. That's not what I was looking for. I just wanted something fun, relaxed, classes, very group focused, good vibes. And there were a few things out there, but they were really expensive. So Workout Away was born. So I eventually took the plunge. I was sitting on the idea for a long time. A friend of mine, Emma, who's a business coach, who's amazing, she's like, you need to stop talking about this and just get on with it. So we did. I did. I say we. I've always said we because it's never been about me.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't call the company Fitness Christopher Pyne Retreats. It's not about me, it's about the brand, and now it is we because we are a bigger team. So so that's how it started.
What were those first steps that you took to make it happen?
Oh my gosh. Well,
and how long did it take to make it happen from when you were like, right, I'm going to do it, let's get it started?
I was 30 just before we launched properly. And I went on a round the world trip for 3 months. I took 3 months off work. I really, really wanted to be that backpacker that just, I'm free-spirited by nature.
Right.
And I'd never, as much as I'd travelled a lot, I'd never really felt the freedom of just putting a backpack on your back and going away with no itinerary. And that's exactly what I did when I was 30. So I moved out my apartment.
Wow.
I didn't leave my jobs. I just took like extended. I just put all my annual leave together and just,
Made it work.
made it work.
Yeah.
So for near enough 3 months, I went off around the world. And yeah, I went to so many cool places. I literally did go around the world as well.
Did you?
So yeah, I did the whole loop. But a lot of that trip, because I'm like, I always need to be busy. A lot of that, I was at my laptop planning and building the foundations of the brand that we have now.
And I think that's important, isn't it? Like you've taken yourself away from London, the busyness, the day to day. So even though you're traveling, you've actually got headspace, haven't you? To do
I got to
something.
say, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing.
Okay.
No idea what I was doing. So yeah, I've learned so much over the last 7 years. And I wish that at that time I could have, I wish I had a connection, somebody that had built a business like ours, that I could ask them, that I could say, tell me everything. But that person didn't really exist.
Exactly.
It's a growing industry. It's a new kind of concept. So, hopefully I can be that person to somebody else now. But yeah, I've learned like so much over the years, and it takes, when you start a business, I mean, not to mention the fact that COVID was thrown in there, right? I've learned a lot.
Have you?
That no academic training course program could ever teach you. So yeah, it's been good.
What are some of the biggest lessons on Workout Away?
Workaway is a different thing. That is actually a company.
Yeah.
I think that's like an exchange program where you
really?
swap. Yeah, it exists. But anyway.
Oh, I want it.
Right, let's not say that ever again.
Workout Away. What are some of the biggest like lessons that you've learned, or things that may have gone wrong that you've learned from?
Things take time. Way more time than what you think. So yeah, like any venture, any business, whatever it is, just you're gonna probably need to give it more time than you think. So things take time. Also, something that I was chatting to Emily. Emily's my she's my co-owner of the business now, so we own the business together. Nobody, for the most part, is ever going to have the same passion, enthusiasm, and, for want of a better word, respect for the business to what you do as a founder or an owner. You can get close, and we have amazing people that work for us. We do have an incredible team. Some of our trainers have been with us for nearly that whole time that we've been in business. We're recruiting at the moment, so we're always looking for new people. Yeah, I think you just need to get as close as possible to have people that are that passionate about your cause as what you are. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's like two things. Things take way more time than you think. People are people, and also things also cost way more than you think.
Really?
Yes. That's just any business that has significant startup costs will tell you that.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think the giving it time is something that when I was looking into doing this podcast, all these videos around podcasts, and people giving up too quickly.
Yeah.
Like after a few episodes, they're getting no one listening, and it's like, oh, they just stop. But actually, you just got to keep going, right? If you've got that passion. So, oh, I love that.
And it can be so like you've got nobody to keep you going. It's got to come from within.
Totally.
And there really isn't often where I've sat and thought, oh my gosh, I can't. In fact, I've never sat down and thought, I can't do this anymore. Sometimes you need to take time out and know when to just think, I've got to take a couple of days out because I'm lacking creativity or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite amazing how I often think like I still have that energy.
You do.
That I had years ago, and it doesn't run down. And then I guess that I've chosen the right thing, right?
Exactly.
So,
and that's when you know. Where does that energy come from? Have you always been like that?
Well,
it
doesn't come from getting 8 hours sleep a night.
No, all the coffee, all the caffeine,
all the caffeine. Yeah, I've always been energetic. I just like to be busy.
Yeah.
I just like to be busy. You know how now like ADHD is a thing, and everyone's like, I'm ADHD, and I was like, am I ADHD? And then I looked at, the characteristics and behaviors of somebody that is, would fall into that category. And actually, I don't think I am, but I am definitely, certain. I would definitely fit into a little part of that box. But yeah, I'm just, I just like to be busy,
Yeah.
and I also like to share the excitement
Do
with other
you?
people. Yeah, I like to
Yeah.
be around people. Every job that I've ever done is around people,
Yeah.
so I don't want to do this on my own.
I love that, and we work together. Well, we work in the same club, right? And
Yeah.
I do get your energy from like your posts around your classes
Yeah.
and your member feedback, and when you've done a new playlist and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
really pick up on that energy, and I can see it. And I think that's quite special because some people just do their job because they need the money or they've always done it. But
Yeah.
not many people do it with such passion,
Yeah.
I think. So I really like to see that. I think it's great.
I talk to people often that like have a main job that may not be the dream job, but it pays the bills, right? And then, I chat to people and they're like, oh, I want to do something else. I fancy a little sideline, a little side hustle. If you're going to do that, it's got to be fun. It has to be
Yes.
fun. Otherwise, your life's going to be miserable.
It's what I've always said about the club that we work in. It's my second job.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
bit that I always did for fun.
Yeah.
And as long as it continues to be fun,
It has to be fun.
I will continue doing it.
100%.
The moment it becomes stressful or political or it's not fun, you have to question why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Especially if you've already got a job that pays the bills, right?
Exactly. I mean, look, if you can find the main job, if your main job can be the fun one, then you're absolutely winning. And I have to say, like, out of all my jobs, I do like genuinely enjoy all of them. There is not one day where I'm like, oh my God, I hate my life.
Yeah.
And I do feel lucky to feel like that because not everybody does. Yeah.
So day to day, workout away,
Yeah.
what does your life look like? So you're planning retreats, finding new venues, is it? Or?
Yeah, so my official role now is head of operations. So we have head of operations, head of guest experience. So that's how the business is split into two.
Nice.
Operations is all of the technical stuff, the bookings for the hotels, the contracts that we have in place with them, our trainer team, their education, their training, all of the procedural stuff. Booking all of the transport for our trainers, basically making sure that everything is arranged for when our group of guests arrive in resort, ready for their holiday of a lifetime, because that's what we promise people, right?
Really?
So then guest experience, which is the other side of things, sales is a big part of that, is Emily's job. So she deals with all of the little in-resort details, the menus, the food, the kind of extra things that we do, like boat trips and bike rides. She does all the finer touches in resort, and then she does the end-to-end sales process as well.
Nice.
So yeah, so my job's operations. So I do all the planning, all of the logistics. So yeah, if I just have a day at my desk, I could be doing so many different things. Also, let's not forget that we are still a small business. So I'm doing 5 people's jobs.
Of course, yeah.
I do the marketing. I do the hotel and transport. I do the social. Well, actually, I don't do that much social media anymore, to be fair. Emily does more of that now. But yeah, I do a lot of, in a larger organisation, a lot of different people's jobs at the moment. So we also have a brand called E2 Retreats.
Okay.
Which needs more airtime. E2 Retreats we started a few years ago. It's part of Workout Away. It's a wholly owned Workout Away brand. We only have a couple of destinations, but it's a low-cost concept.
Right, okay.
So we've got Workout Away that's luxury, and then we've got E2 Retreats, which is more for the price-conscious traveller. And the hotels are not as luxurious, and you don't necessarily get all of those included excursions, but you do get a much cheaper price point. You get all the same workouts. It's a great concept. So we're currently doing like a brand refresh on that to
Love
make
that.
it really clear, like what the both brands have a different tone. So yeah, it's so I've currently been for the last 3 days been working on the brand refresh for E2
Using Canva.
using Canva and all of the other things that I cannot live without. So
Exactly.
Canva, Grammarly. So these are my like
Go-to.
cannot live without.
Yeah.
Grammarly. Never ever put anything out unless you're super, super smart. Without running it through Grammarly.
I think I may need to use that.
So it just checks everything and tells you about.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grammarly has been educating me for years. Like I am better at writing now than what I was years ago because of Grammarly.
Amazing.
It's not. Well, it has AI now, but it didn't when it started. So you just put your copy in or whatever you're creating, and then it'll pick up all your errors, sort out your grammar. So nothing goes out without Grammarly.
Perfect.
Canva for creatives, Teza for video editing.
Don't know that one.
It just makes your videos all. So if you, especially for a brand that wants a cohesive look and a consistent color theme, everything goes through Tezza. What else have I got? Yeah, obviously I use AI for. AI doesn't do your job for you, but it assists greatly. So
Yeah,
that
of course.
makes my life a lot more. I can be more productive in a shorter space of time. And then apart from that, we've just got our internal apps like that we use to manage our websites and stuff. Yeah.
Love that. So Workout Away, where can I go? What would I get from a Workout Away retreat?
So destinations wise now, the portfolio is changing all the time, but for 2025, you can go to, let's start from the most luxurious. So Rhodes is one of our most luxurious trips. It's a 5-day escape. It's one of our most spectacular resorts. And then we have Portugal, which is also one of our premium top end. Mallorca, we've got we've actually got 4 dates out in Mallorca next year. South Coast, we've been doing South Coast for nearly 6 years, maybe 7 years now. So it's just a short weekend down on the South Coast.
Yeah, nice.
We're so lucky. Where's the wood in here? I'm touching wood. There you go. Been so lucky with the weather in the UK over the years.
Yeah.
Not many people can say that about
No,
UK,
of course.
I'm definitely missing somewhere. Anyway, Eater Retreats, Marrakesh in the winter. That's
Nice.
one of our lower cost escapes. Montenegro's a new one for next year. So I'm actually going there soon to do the venue inspection and, scope everything out. And then our first far and away destination is the Dominican Republic. So we've got our first escape there in March. I think it's the 22nd of March. It's nearly sold out.
Really?
Yeah, so I've got a big group, lots of people that have been on our escapes before.
Yeah.
So whenever we do a new destination, we tend to get like a big crowd of people that have been on escapes with us before, wanting to try out the new place. So that's where I'm actually going on that one. So I'll be there in March, and I think I may have missed a destination. There's another one. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, Crete.
Crete.
Rhodes
Nice.
and Crete.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take Workout Away next?
So
because this is just one small part of your story, but I think it's really important.
So at the moment, remember, just a minute ago, we said things take time. We are now at a stage where we have like a really great product. It's what we do is we replicate our escapes in different destinations. So we have our signature concepts. We've got a cardio concept, a strength concept, a restorative stretching class, and a core concept. So all of our trainers are trained to deliver those concepts as per the format.
Yeah.
So we can so our workouts are really consistent across all of our destinations. So we've worked hard on that for years. So we're in a really, really good place. So at the moment we have enough destinations. We now want to make our groups bigger because people come for the group experience.
Yeah, of course.
So we've had 2024 was a real breakthrough year. We had big groups out in Mallorca, big groups out in Portugal, which is amazing. These are people that just find us online, that are excited about the website. And when we can capture in our social media and our website bigger groups, then more people come. It's like that.
Yeah, of course.
So our focus is to just keep building on what we have. And then, I don't know, let's say over the next few years, but
How exciting.
It is.
I love that. So that's your present, that's your current life.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of those earlier jobs, because you've mentioned a few different bits here. And actually, if I picture you as a hairdresser or I picture you on a cabin crew, I can see you doing each of these jobs. So tell us about some of those.
I sold coffee machines for a while.
Did you?
That's another one. I always talk about that job. I used to stand on the Nespresso counter at John Lewis and sell coffee machines.
Amazing.
It was just like a little I'm going back to a time when I was doing military flying. I had a load of free time and I wanted to fill it. So I was like, let's find a little something. So anyway, I sold coffee machines for Nespresso. I have an espresso machine. Do you?
I used to.
Why don't you have one anymore?
I have a Sage now.
Okay.
Yeah. I upgraded.
Okay. I'm not going to challenge you because I don't know how good that machine is. But anyway, I love Nespresso machines. I just think it's the go-to coffee machine. And because I love them so much, it was easy for me to sell them.
Yeah.
Did that for a time, but let's put that aside.
Do you know what, though? What I find with them is that I got to a point with the pods that I felt like it didn't taste like coffee anymore.
Yeah, I have 2 shots.
Yeah,
that's 60 pence.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe more now. It used to be 30 pence a pod, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, 34, I think,
shots.
when I was... Maybe. Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I just felt like it got to the point where it didn't taste... I felt like I was not drinking coffee.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me. But aesthetically, the
Yeah.
machines are beautiful, and,
Yeah, and
they
they're
do produce.
easy.
They are
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, of course.
They were the first like decent machine I think around. And when I was selling them, our competition was like the Dolce Gusto, which was very
Yes.
much of a. It was like powdered milk in a pod.
And
It's
it was
not
like
the same
round, right? It
thing.
almost looked like a toy, from what I remember. It's like,
Yeah, it was more for like families where you want to make your kids hot chocolate and stuff
that's
like
it.
that. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like Nespresso really brought coffee into the home.
Yeah.
For one of the first times, apart from cafetières and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for a machine,
Love a cafetiere.
me too.
Love a cafetiere.
Yeah.
I've got a camper van, and I don't use it as much as I want to. That's a thing for 2025. Need to take the van out more. But anyway, every time we go away in the van, it's a cafetiere in the morning. What a nice way to start the day. And
Absolutely.
it smells amazing.
Yeah, totally, totally.
But yeah, so that was a time, but that was that's not a significant part of my past.
Are you sure?
I don't know now. I've just spent nearly 10 minutes talking about it.
It works well with the podcast. So yeah, some of the other jobs.
Right. When I was at school, a friend of mine at school got a Saturday job. Well, actually, it was a Monday and Tuesday night job, sweeping the floors at Tony and Guy in Middlesbrough, which is my hometown,
Right. Okay.
which is a very exotic holiday destination. Maybe we should do a retreat there. No, anyway. It's my hometown. That's where I was born.
Nice.
And I still have family at home. I don't go home that much. I would like to go home more, but anyway, I think we can all say that as people that live in London.
Totally.
So yeah, that's where I was born. My friend got a job and I was like, well, I want a job. I want to earn some pocket money. I was 13 years old. So anyway, just after my 14th birthday, I think it might have been just before, I contacted the Salon, Tony and Guy in Middlesbrough. It hadn't been open that long. And I was like, hey, I'm looking for a little part-time job. And Amber, who's my boss, I'm still friends with now, she's been a big part of my life.
Okay.
She gave me a job. So I would tidy the salon, sweep the floors. Then I was trusted to wash hair. And then when I was still at school, started my training. So there's like 15-year-old me going after school to the salon to train to cut hair and colour hair.
Really?
Yeah, so I remember I was too young to start my MVQ, but I was way ahead in my like salon training, so they didn't know what to do with me. But anyway, you had to do the MVQ because that's like the official.
Yeah.
So I got that done like pretty quickly when I left school. So I was like working as a fully fledged hairdresser, which was great because I was earning money.
Of course.
When I was like, 17 years old. That was my first job.
Wow.
And I
How
loved
long
it.
did you do it for?
Quite a while, quite a few years. So from 13 to like 20. We said earlier when we were chatting, I can't honestly say that I loved cutting hair, but I loved the industry.
Yeah.
When I was at Tony and Guy, it was the most exciting brand in the industry. We were the best at hair.
For sure.
And I think over the years, obviously, as a brand, they've trained lots of people, and now you can get a really good haircut in many, many different places. There's so many great brands out there. But yeah, we were the best in the business, and it was such an exciting brand to be a part of.
Yeah.
We were in London, at training events, and it was great. So that's where I started work-wise.
But I feel
I
like
was around people.
I feel like everyone knows Tony and Guy. I have my hair cut in Tony and Guy now. And actually, those 16-year-olds that are cutting my hair.
Yeah.
Bless them. Like, so passionate about it. And you can just see what, the life they're going to stay in this. And they've got such an opportunity. Like working, also the one that I go to is Covent Garden. So, these bless them 16-year-olds, they travel in and they come and wash people's hair and sweep the floors. So,
and it still is a really cool brand. I can't go past a Tony and Guy now without having like a really good look in. I walk past Wimbledon multiple times a week. So that's it was super exciting. I actually went back not that long ago. We can talk about that in a while when we get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then there's like 19-year-old me, in the salon doing my thing, and I'm like, I think I need to explore the world.
Okay.
So, I applied to be cabin crew with First Choice Airways.
Best choice.
And I got an email to say I could go for an interview, and I didn't go. I was so scared.
Why?
Because it was such a big thing. I didn't know anybody that was cabin crew. That it was such like such an unreachable job. Like
Really?
It just wasn't a job that I didn't know anybody that did that. I wasn't living in London, right?
Yeah.
I'm from a small regional town where people didn't go off and do a lot of travel.
Exactly. What about as a kid? Did you do a lot of traveling with your family?
I
So you
didn't.
hadn't flown
I
much?
never went on an aeroplane until I was about 12. And for me, that was like really old at the time. I know that doesn't sound
Same as me.
old now. Yeah.
I was 12,
All
yeah.
my friends were going on holiday and I was obsessed with planes. I was like, I want to go on an airplane. The whole concept of getting on a moving object and going into the sky. And so I was desperate to go on a plane. My auntie, she surprised me and my brother one Christmas and she took us to London on the plane. So we flew from Teesside Airport to London. It's like a 45-minute flight on like a proper big jet aircraft.
Yeah.
And we went to London for the day and she was that sick of me banging on about wanting to go on an airplane. She did that as a surprise Christmas present.
How
I'll never
amazing.
forget it.
Really?
Yeah, so that was my first.
I bet you were amazed, right?
Oh, it was just amazing. It was the best thing ever. I have obviously flown a lot over the years. I still fly a couple of times a month now. I actually do. I'm a plane geek. I buy
yeah.
Airliner World every month.
Do you?
Love planes.
I love that.
Have geek.
What do you love about planes?
I don't know. I actually don't know. It's a very. I don't know. It's an exciting industry. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't love sitting down the back of one in the middle seat on a standby ticket.
Of course.
When I missed out on an upgrade.
I do love seeing the interior, actually. Like
Yeah.
flying all these different airlines and just seeing how they deck them out, you know?
Well, any TV programs around aviation always do well, right? Remember Airline?
Yes.
Jane Bolton is
Oh
making a
my
comeback.
God,
Jane,
she
if you're
is.
watching this, can you contact me, please? Jane
We'll tag her.
Bolton, the icon, has made a big EasyJet comeback. But anyway,
Yes.
people love any industry where you get behind the scenes, hospitals,
Totally.
you know, and anything like that, airlines. So yeah, people are intrigued by the aviation business. So I started flying. I applied for another airline. I actually went to the interview. Started flying for Thomas Cook when I was 20. Still cutting hair on the side.
Wow. So you've always been quite busy, like lots of different things.
Yeah, I've
going on
always
at
had
once.
2 jobs since I was 19, 20 years old. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We
I've-
are very similar.
Yeah.
I've always had my day job, but I've
Yeah.
worked in bars, I've worked in cocktail bars, I worked in TV for a really long time. I now
Yeah.
do the fitness stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. And I you don't often meet someone like that, I think.
Yeah. People.
Yeah.
Every job I've done, I've worked with people and
I don't know about you, but like my family sometimes say to me, like, are you not tired? Like, why are you doing
get
so
that all the
much?
time.
And I'm like,
and my answer is, yeah, I'm tired.
yeah,
I'm really tired.
but I wouldn't have it any other way. I can sleep when I'm older. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. But what about when you were much younger? Like, what were your dreams, ambitions, things like that? Were you fit? Were you into fitness?
Well, fitness. When I was at school, I detested, with a passion, winter sports, football, rugby. I would refuse to do it. I would stand on the
hated
side of the pitch. It was, I don't want to roll around in the mud. I
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
yeah.
So I didn't do it. And the teachers, they gave up after a while and they're just like, okay, don't do it then. So that was fine. They were happy. I was happy. I was at the side of the pitch. Everyone else was playing football.
Yeah.
You know, it's like single sex. Yeah, it wasn't my vibe. Let's just say that. However, athletics in the summer, I loved it.
Did
So
you?
yeah, and I remember a
Okay.
couple of years I would like go to like the regional like competitive athletics thing where you would go against other schools.
Yeah.
So I did long jump, high jump, and then some long distance running. So like not the 200 meters, like the I
Yeah.
don't know 1600 or something.
1600, yeah.
I wanted to do the short ones, but they thought I was better at the long stuff. So yeah, so I did athletics at school. And I was also very dramatic. So I would do like summer stage. Remember Stagecoach? Can you remember
Stagecoach, yes.
Yeah, I did that. I was
Did
in
you?
like the local theatre group.
Did you sing? Act?
Yeah.
You've done it all.
Do you know what? I once went to Manchester for an audition to be in this like pop band. It was like this like child pop band thing. I must have been. I was old enough to fly by myself because it was an MTV thing, right?
Really?
Yeah. So, and they paid. I was on a holiday in France with my family, and they paid for me to fly as an unaccompanied minor from Paris into Manchester to go to this audition. And I actually didn't. I got through the first stage, but I didn't make it to I didn't make it to the band. I don't know what this band was, right?
Yeah, did they ever?
And I haven't got any footage of it because we didn't have like MTV. So yeah, like
So you're out there somewhere.
I'm out there somewhere.
You're
so
sitting
if
in some
anyone can
archives.
find this. Yeah. So yeah, so I was a dramatic child, so to speak, and my grandma who died when I was my mum's mum who died when I was really young. I can't really remember, to be honest. She said that child when I was like really really young, like a toddler.
Yeah.
She said, and my mum reminds me of this all the time. She said, "Oh, he'll be on the stage." And then another family member said something recently about performing, and I said, well, I do perform every day. I teach group
Exactly.
fitness. It's a performance.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We talked about this on the first episode with Lauren, how imposter syndrome, and sometimes if you had a bad day or whatever, you have to really try and wipe it away, a bit like someone who goes onto the stage, because people are in those classes with us looking for a good time. They want motivation, right? So yeah,
I do take that responsibility quite seriously, and
Do you?
yeah, I do, and I like. I would like to think that every class I teach is like my best effort, because I want every single person to come back. Okay, it might not be a thing, like for example, I've just started working at a new club. All the members are trying different things, and that's cool. But yeah, I just want everybody to have a good time and to come back.
Totally.
So that's why for me it comes back to that performance thing. I try and give my best performance every time.
yeah. I love that. So why did the theatre stuff not happen, do you think?
Because hairdressing happened.
Because okay.
Yeah.
Because
I got this little Saturday job as a kid, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I was like working with adults. I thought I was way older than what I was. I mean, can you imagine what I looked like? 14 years old. Like I must have looked so young. Obviously, I don't look much older now.
Of course.
But yeah, like yes, that is the reason. So I traded my Saturday drama classes for this Saturday job that I had. So I didn't do college, I didn't do university. I went straight from school into work in the salon.
Same as me.
Yeah.
Not in the salon, but yeah, I went straight into work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No college or university.
No.
Yeah.
No. Fantastic.
And I feel like, once upon a time that would be so frowned upon, but I did an apprenticeship.
Yeah,
I did
same,
I did an apprenticeship. So I did gain a qualification. But anyway, who cares about that? It literally would have made no difference. I mean, may have edged me into a different direction, but I have zero regrets about not taking a more formal path of education when I was
completely agree. I remember people asking, and I've always made those comments like, what, you didn't go to university? Or no, that there was a job at the time that I was offered. It was, I remember, £11,000 a year. It's all right. £11,000 a year. And I was like, oh, I'll take that, full time. I think I was 17. I was like, sounds great.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's led me into my career that I've got now.
Yeah.
And, I've done a master's on my own time a couple of years ago, actually, during COVID, but I didn't go to university. I didn't feel the need to, which I love, because some people, they go down that formal route and then they kind of set themselves up that way, but without exploring anything else that they might have passions for. So you did all of that, worked in salons, airlines. How did you get to London?
Airlines. I had a seasonal flying job at Newcastle, and then come October it was end of contract. So you would go and find a job for the winter, and then go back for the following summer. For the first winter that I had off, I went to work in the travel agents. I can talk about this now because Thomas Cook doesn't even exist anymore. Not as an airline, anyway. But yeah, I hated that job so much.
Did you?
In the travel agents, yeah. I felt like I was in a cage. I'd gone from the sky into
trapped, right?
Yeah, that's how I felt. I worked. It was fun. 'Cause I actually didn't take it that seriously. I wasn't allowed to do foreign exchange.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Well, I guess I give people money, I guess. So I wasn't trusted with foreign exchange. I think I lasted about 4 months.
Did you?
And then I went back for season number 2, and I was like, I do not want to end up back in that position for the winter. So I moved to London and took a job with EasyJet at Gatwick. It wasn't the dream flying job. The flying wasn't glamorous. Great employer, by the way.
Really?
Really, really good to work for. Still
Nice.
are. I've got a lot of friends that are still there. I've made some really good friends there. Some of my best friends are from EasyJet. And that's how I ended up in London. And then Heathrow grabbed me, and yeah.
Amazing.
And then I got to do some really nice flying to nice places and stay over and do all of the good I do all of the side of flying that people imagine it is,
Yeah.
but often it's not.
Is it still like that?
It can be.
Yeah.
Depends who you work for.
Do you think it's changed a lot since COVID?
Oh, well, I didn't fly during COVID, but I did after. And it's interesting because people would get on the plane and they were so kind after COVID. They were so happy to be flying again.
Of course.
And they were so lovely. And then that turned into a lot of airlines not being ready for the level of how quickly the industry recovered. A lot of airlines and airports weren't ready for that.
No.
So there's a whole load of other issues. Then our wonderful passengers now become frustrated passengers. So then it was a bit of a, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we're getting through that now?
Yeah.
I think so.
I guess so, yeah.
Nice.
And I'm also like a massive Avios collector.
Me too.
Yeah.
Although I still haven't really worked out how to use them properly.
What? Have you got a lot of points?
I did have, and I used them on a flight, but then there's these, I should have swapped them using this website, and
Oh, you can you can really.
there's all
really,
these nowadays influencers that create all these
Yeah.
videos going, oh, I booked this amazing flight and, whatever for this many points.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't I know that?
So the worst thing to do, and this is my parents actually got caught out with this and have been devastated ever since. When you go on British Airways and you book a flight, a normal flight, not on the Avios section, it'll say, the flight's, I don't know, £500 or whatever it is. Do you want to use X amount of Avios to get £100 off?
Yeah.
Never do that. That is a really expensive way of spending your Avios. You have to go into the Avios section and book a rewards seat.
I learnt this
Yeah.
recently to Berlin.
Mm.
I was going to do that.
Yeah.
To get a business class
Yeah.
from City to Berlin, it was going to cost something like £480 for two
Yeah.
of us return, using all my Avios.
480.
Yeah, for two people.
Oh,
Business
no.
return,
Yeah.
£480. And I had something like 80,000 Avios. So
Yeah.
it's like that much plus that many
Oh,
Avios.
no.
I went to the Avios section.
Yeah.
I paid £25 each return.
There you go.
Who knew? And I didn't know. It's just only because I was like, no, this doesn't seem right. I'm clicking around the website. I fall into this section.
Yeah.
Oh, rewards flights or Avios flights. I'm like, what?
It's the first place I check. You can't always get a seat.
No,
There's only
exactly.
so many seats, but
I was so happy.
But yeah, like anybody that doesn't collect rewards for spends needs to start. Okay, so even if you might not be somebody that flies a lot, maybe you want to spend your rewards on shopping vouchers for Tesco, whatever it is, but do not spend money without getting rewards.
Okay.
Every credit card out, or there is a card for anybody, right?
Yeah.
Even debit cards now you can collect rewards. So
Exactly. Cash back.
Yeah.
Rewards.
I'm not a money saving expert, by the way.
You're someone who has many different jobs.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit, a lot of people struggled, right? Like they either had their permanent job that they continue doing at home, or they had one of these other jobs where they kind of put them on, I don't know, on pause for a little while. What happened to you? Like, what did life look like at that point?
Well, earlier I remember when I said I don't love cutting hair.
Yes.
When COVID hit, a lot of my work dried up. Fitness,
Of course,
events.
yeah.
So we've got the business. That's an events company, effectively.
Yeah.
Events were a no. Fitness is a no, and flying's a no. So that was a fun time.
Yeah, of course.
So I did. I taught so many online classes. I actually started a membership, so I had people paying me to do my classes every week, which was cool. And then
like friends or
people from the gym that I worked at, and then
Nice.
people that I'd never even. I got a lot of reach on Instagram, so I started to teach these live stream like HIIT classes, bodyweight HIIT classes, basic dumbbell classes on Instagram.
Did you?
And I reached a lot of people. And then I started a subscription-based thing where I had a platform and I would upload workouts. I'd do live stream workouts. So I had a proper timetable where I'd do, so many classes a week. And then I would also film like on-demand sessions. So people would pay. I didn't charge a lot. I think my subscription was only like £15 a month or something. Should have charged more, but anyway,
Yeah, of
I had
course.
like a decent number of people pay me every month. So anyway, I did that, but I'm not gonna lie, it was quite tiring, and it was also it was soul destroying.
Was it?
Just being on my own and filming workouts constantly and not having any people in front of me and
Yeah, it must be quite hard.
zero vibes. I didn't enjoy it,
Okay.
so I stopped. I did it for ages, 8 months, and then I was like, this isn't good. I don't like this. I'm going to stop. So I did stop doing that. My dad said to me, you can always go back to hairdressing. And I said, if I need to go back to hairdressing, it's a last resort. It's
Really?
the worst case scenario. I hadn't even cut anyone's hair for years.
I was going to say, do you think you could still cut hair now?
Well,
Is it one of those skills that you learn and you just don't forget?
the plot thickens.
Tell me.
Well, I had to do exactly that. I had to, I went back to hairdressing.
To Tony and Guy?
I just got to the point where I was like, what would be a really easy thing for me to do now? Like, what is the universe telling me to do?
Yeah.
Hair salons are open. People
Yeah.
need haircuts.
Yeah.
So I picked up the phone one afternoon, and I called round a few Tony and Guys, and I spoke to Putney. Tony and Guy Putney.
Okay.
And I said, hey, I'm Chris. And I told them my story, shorter version than what we're telling now. And I said, look, I'd love to, I'm looking to come back to hairdressing. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't cut hair for a long time, but yeah, I can get some training courses done. With Tony and Guy. I just thought if I'm going back, it's got to be Tony and Guy. Like, I loved it the first time. If I'm
Exactly.
going back,
Yeah.
I'm going back to Tony and Guy, no
Yeah.
question. So anyway, so they said, yeah, come and do a day in the salon. We'll put you a few like fake clients in, some like models we call them, and you can come and just have a day in the salon and just see how you get on. Anyway, so I did that, and after that day, so bearing in mind, I haven't done a haircut for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking years. So at the end of that day, they said, well, we think you're ready to just come back straight away. Like, you don't need any training. You can do you can do this. And actually, I felt pretty good. I was slower.
Yeah.
So I went back into the salon, cutting hair, full column of clients. It's like the last 10 years didn't happen.
Exactly.
And here we are again, back in the salon floor. We're wearing face masks, visors. We've got separation partitions between the basins and the chairs. So yeah, it was a time, and then I was there not that long before I was like, right, I need to do something else now because I'm me and I need more.
Of course.
So I applied for a job in York as a manager.
Right.
So the salon manager. So I led their business in York for nearly a year. So yeah, that was quite a big team as well. Very busy salon, one of the highest performing in the country. York's a very affluent city, of course.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Had a beautiful new refurb, so it was a gorgeous salon to work in. And so I went and managed their business in York for that time. And then I also helped support the managers in that region. So from the salons up in Edinburgh down to Cheshire, and rolled out for the first time ever in the history of Tony and Guy a proper solid customer experience program.
Did you?
Which is amazing to think that a company of that size,
Yeah.
that was so amazing at hair, had never actually had a solid client experience training program in place. So that's what I did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Did you love it?
I loved it every
Yeah.
second. It was one of the best jobs I've ever had. And I loved it because I had so much creative influence over what was going on. My bosses were amazing. Nick and Claire, they were fantastic. Very trusting.
Yeah.
So they're like the master franchisees
Right.
for that whole group of salons. And I had an idea and they would let me run with like 99% of those ideas. And it was a brilliant job. I miss it actually.
Do you?
I miss it, yeah. But I had a life to go back to when COVID decided to give us all a break.
So you were living up north?
I was living in a camper van from Tuesday to Saturday. Nice camper van, by the way.
Okay.
In York, because I didn't know how long I was going to be there.
Right.
So I didn't want to.
Is this the camper van you still have?
Yeah.
I
It's
wanna
on the
see
drive.
It. I want to see it.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, it's full of possessions because we're in a house move. So
Are you?
we use it
Okay.
as a storage unit at the minute.
Love that.
But it was one of the best jobs that I've ever had. And I do miss it.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to leave when I had to leave and return to normal life.
Okay.
When the business started back up, that was a big thing. Obviously, I'm not.
Yeah.
But Yeah, and I think, sometimes people ask me what would I do if I didn't do all of these things, and yeah, I think definitely something hospitality focused
Really?
around guest experience, customer experience. I love going to hotels and restaurants and seeing how brands operate, and yeah.
Yeah, me too. So that would be your dream job.
Yeah, maybe I've got time. Let's
You've got
see.
lots of time. You've done so
Let's
many things
see.
already.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see what the next few years hold.
But I think that's why that me and Emily have done so well in Workout Away, because we're effectively blending hospitality and fitness. Both of us have a very similar skill set from aviation, hospitality,
Right.
and fitness. So it's a really good blend.
And what you also have got is the creativity, right?
Yeah.
And all your marketing and your designing and how it looks, the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Which also carries through to the clubs that you teach at now with your playlists, and you can see the way this is all joined together.
Yeah. It sounds absolutely like frantic when you.
Yeah.
So when people say to me, "What do you do for a living?" and I'm like, "Oh my God, I hate that question. I hate that question so much." Because how long have you got? And often I actually will just decide which answer I want to give.
I love that.
Yeah. So
you can be someone different every time
I'm
you
a
answer.
fitness instructor. Oh, cool. Oh, I run an events company. Cool. Depends how much time I've got.
I'm a hairdresser.
I'm a hairdresser. I don't cut hair anymore. I haven't done a haircut now for a long time. I haven't done a haircut for, do you know, aren't we coming up to like 5 years since COVID started?
Yes.
Or something? Okay. It's been two and a bit, nearly 3 years since I've done that. Never say never.
Never, exactly.
Never say never.
So what does life look like for you moving forward? What are your dreams, goals, ambitions?
I am on the never-ending mission to find balance in my life.
I love that word.
Yeah. And I think now we are more aware than ever of the importance of that, for both physical and mental health reasons.
Yeah.
I would class myself as quite a resilient person. So I do, work at this pace constantly, and I do handle it well. Went on holiday recently. I went on holiday with a friend of mine, and Emily, my business partner, went to Cape Town. It was amazing, but it took us a week to switch off.
Did it?
And then we had to come home. And I was like, oh my God, it's like our last day, we were so relaxed. It takes that long to tune out of London life and switch off. So in the future, to answer your question, I'm kind of like in that never-ending mission of creating some balance. So and I've tried to, for example, I teach just 2 days a week in the studio. Next year, I want to go away with my doggy and my partner, and we can just have weekends away and have more wholesome moments.
A little bit of you time, right?
100%, because something like strange happened recently, and a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, had a baby, and I didn't even know she was pregnant. And I was like, shit, I'm like missing out on a lot because I'm so tied to my work. So yeah.
Do you regret that?
No, I don't. No, I don't regret that. And also, some of my friends do put that on me. Oh, well, you never come and see us. Well, you never come and see me either. So let's not play.
It works both ways.
It works both ways.
I completely agree.
So I don't buy that. But yeah, I was just like, that's.
But it does make you
strange.
realise, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. So So that was that's never happened before.
Yeah, it's not easy. I think when you're in roles that are so customer facing and you're trying to make people very happy, and you get such a buzz off it when you can see that they've had a great workout, or they're going on some amazing retreats.
Yeah.
Why would you want to slow down? You want to keep creating that, right? And keep doing
time
more.
is money. So for me, I actually do. This is so bad. It's an unhealthy mindset, and I know it. I feel guilty if I sit on the sofa for an hour and do nothing. That's so bad.
I'm the same.
So when you ask me what do I want to do in the future, I want to stop. I want to change my mindset around balance and work, and and that's happening, but it takes a long time to unlearn these nasty habits that we get
Completely.
ourselves into.
How are you going to do it?
I don't know.
Is your partner supportive?
Yeah. He's like, he does a very stressful job. I wouldn't swap jobs with him.
Okay.
So he's actually great though at closing the laptop at 5 o'clock and work is done.
Right. Okay.
I don't have that luxury because my work isn't 9 to 5. I get a live chat through from somebody that wants to book a retreat at 11 p.m. I'm taking that live chat because that's a sale. Balance. I'm on the search for balance. Yeah,
Good.
which doesn't sound that exciting, but
It sounds very necessary.
it's necessary.
I think my own experience, people that I chat to all the time, they've been on this recovery since COVID, and I think next year will be the first year that I hope we don't talk about it.
Yeah,
I feel like we're still talking about it, and I've mentioned it already today, but I think we are still talking about it for a variety of reasons. But I think 2025 is a chance to start afresh, almost, of like the first year where everything's completely back to normal.
yeah,
And that we start to find bits that we need, like balance and just a bit of you time. So, I wish you luck.
I kind of feel like as well, like I'm a traveler at heart.
Yeah.
And I thought like my strategy in my 20s is to travel as much as possible so that when I get to my 30s, I won't feel the need to do that anymore. That's not true. That never goes.
Really?
Yeah. So
Do you want children?
no, not anymore. I don't know. Ask me that again. Right, pretend I never said that.
Do you want children?
I did think I did before. I would probably say now, like it's not something that that we feel is on the horizon imminently.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it, but getting a dog kind of like made me want children less. I think it's
Really?
this, yeah, because I've got something that I take care for every day, and I love her to death.
Yeah.
And if anybody follows me on social media, they know that because I just constantly bang on about how amazing my dog is. She's the best in the world, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gives you a sense of responsibility that I guess is similar to having a child. So for now, I'm just going to stick with my dog, and then
Good for you.
And then we'll see in the
Continue
future.
to travel, continue to see the world, have some exciting
That's it.
adventures.
Yeah.
Good.
And hopefully just, keep bringing more people on board with our exciting brand and keep growing that because
I'm super
it's
excited.
special, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see where it goes.
yeah.
For sure. What are some of your biggest life lessons or bits of advice that you've been given or that you just think, I need to share that with other people?
I am lucky that I can say I don't regret anything I've ever done. I really, really don't. Like I've lived my life to its fullest. I've done things and I've had people that have said, don't do that. Why would you do that? That's a mistake. I once left a job and somebody said, oh, you'll be back. And I wasn't. Like I've taken every opportunity. So I have zero regrets and not many people can say that. So I feel quite lucky. Another thing, I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine the other day it was his birthday. And like, it really gets on my nerves when people complain about getting older. And I know this sounds cliche and cheesy, but it's a privilege, right? Like, I lost a friend when I was early 20s. He was sick. He had cancer and he died. And like, I'm now 36, just on my birthday last week. Like, I'll never
birthday.
complain. Thank you. I'll never complain about getting older.
Yeah.
So yeah, when people get in this horrible toxic mindset, oh my God, I'm getting older, I'm getting wrinklier, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. Yeah, but you're alive, so make the most of it.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could have coffee with anyone,
Yes.
dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh,
why?
I'm going to get together a couple of people.
Okay.
Right. So I think we'll bring in Sharon Osbourne. Isn't she an icon? I love her. Me too. I don't know why I want to bring Sharon Osbourne in. That is one of the books that I'm not a reader. I like to buy books sometimes and I never finish them. But that's one of the autobiographies that I've actually finished ever in my life a long time ago. Let's bring Sharon in. Let's bring Vivienne Westwood to the table. She's an icon, obviously no longer with us. very inspiring person. I've met her before
Have
on a
you?
flight. Yeah, didn't have the opportunity to chat to her very much, but yeah, let's bring Vivian in, and let's bring. Oh, I'll tell you another autobiography that I started and finished. She's died as well. Hilary DeVay.
I don't
She
know
was an
her.
amazing woman. She used to be on Dragon's Den. She used to wear the shoulder pads with the
Yes.
hair. Yeah.
Yes.
So she was obviously an incredible businesswoman, and I remember
Okay.
reading her story, and she just had a really inspiring story. She had a little bit of a shit life, like when she was in her early stages of starting Palex, which was her first and biggest business, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was amazing too. So yeah, we're bringing two people back from the dead,
Yeah, great.
and Sharon Osbourne.
Where are you taking them?
Oh, I think we'll just go to Pret and use my
Go to Pret.
subscription. Because if I'll pay for the coffee separately, because then I'll get 3 points for my perks.
There we are.
And then I can get my free blueberry muffin, can't I?
Fantastic.
Which I won't share with any of them.
What do you want to chat about with them? What do you want to find out? Because you're very clear on who you want.
Yeah. I don't want to have any kind of deep convo.
Just random chat.
Random chats. Yeah. Oh, if you asked me that question again now, I would probably say Gemma Collins too.
Go on.
Oh, I
Gemma
just
Collins.
love her.
Do you?
I'm mad for Gemma Collins, and I just love the fact that she was on the side of a Wizz Air aeroplane as well.
Was
she
she?
got like a brand deal with Wizz Air.
I never knew.
She's the perfect person. Gemma Collins I just love her. Yeah, I'm like all over that account.
That's
Gemma
amazing.
Reacts Instagram account. So I think it's my most visited Instagram account anyway. So yeah, nothing deep with any of these people. I just want. Actually, do we need to have coffee? Let's have espresso martinis.
Perfect. It's my favourite cocktail.
Gives it a different vibe. Made with cream liqueur though.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I would love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. Fantastic. Is there anything that people often misunderstand about you, or, start off on the wrong foot? Like they just something that people don't quite get?
I think that sometimes, the whole introvert extrovert thing.
Yes.
I am such an extrovert on the surface. I really am. But I also love me time. And I do go on holiday by myself.
Me too.
Now, I'm in a relationship.
Same.
I've got lots of friends to be hanging around with and going on holiday with, as well as my partner. But every now and then I go away by myself, and I love it. So I think, to answer your question, some people think that I am probably more extrovert than what I am. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
I think from our conversation today, we are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I went to a wedding in Australia last year, and I basically just went a week early and just had a week of me time. And I guess I don't feel like I need those moments as much these days, but
Yeah.
I still love it. So any 1 hour I can grab in the spa alone is just
Yes.
yeah, I love it so much.
It's time for the quick fire round. What's the first thing you do in the morning?
The first thing I do in the morning, oh my gosh. First thing I do in the morning is wake up and think, why the freaking hell do I have to get up at this time? 3 mornings a week. I set my alarm for actually 5:10, which is not even that bad. It's way too early.
It's early.
So the first thing I do when I open my eyes is think, not again.
And then you crack on with the day.
And then I crack on with the day. I go and I grab my bag, because I usually go out and teach in the morning.
Right, okay.
I now always eat before teaching.
Do you?
Yeah. I do, it's a thing I do now. I feel so much better. You should not be going out and doing workouts and crazy stuff on an empty stomach.
What do you eat?
Well, this morning I had rye bread with a mashed banana into it with some almond butter, honey. So like a rye bread, mashed banana, almond butter sandwich. Eat that. I might eat it on the tube. Glass of water, always in the stomach first, before any food, and then coffee.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Favorite place you visited and why?
Oh my gosh.
You've been to a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
How many countries? Do you know?
Oh, I did have an app that
Tractile.
yeah, but I don't have it anymore. Yeah, I've lost count. I think it's about 60 countries,
Wow.
which is not bad, is it?
It's not bad.
Nowhere near the record. I'm quite lucky in the sense that I'm now in a a position where I'm going back to places that I like.
Yes.
So I don't really feel the need to go to many new places because I've travelled a lot.
Yeah.
So I've got a few like top places for different reasons.
Tell me.
Cape Town's one of my favourite cities in the world. I've just
Really?
been there for a week. It's beautiful. It's getting more popular, but
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
a High Rock's just been announced there,
spectacular.
which not
Do
that
it.
High Rocks
Do it,
suggest
yeah,
everything, but they are pretty much popping up everywhere.
Yeah. So Cape Town's one of my favourite. Goa in India is one of my favourite places. I haven't been for quite a few years now, but I have never felt more relaxed than what I do, because I've been a few times in Goa. There's something about that place,
Really?
and I just melt there. South Goa, away from all of the big hotels, just it's a bit more like, a bit more just beaches and shacks, and you just rent a shack for 30 quid a night or whatever.
Sounds ideal.
And I think that if you asked me for one place, I've given you two, so I've already given
fine.
you more than what you asked for.
You probably don't get many of these, but what's your favourite way to spend a day off?
Working? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My favourite way to spend a day off. Sometimes I get days off overseas,
Very nice.
so I just go to the beach.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm a beach person. I'm a beach person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born on the beach. I wasn't born on the beach, but I should have been born on the beach. My mum gave birth to me on the beach. No, she didn't.
I was going to say, what?
She didn't.
You were in Australia for
It was
a
a
while,
sandy
were you?
situation.
Ouch.
I wasn't born on the beach. A day off for me doesn't involve a lot of exercise. It just doesn't, because I'm always moving for work.
Totally.
So yeah, there's not a lot of movement
Relax.
going on my day off.
Nice.
Fitness professional, but I'm sorry, but you need to just slow that down sometimes.
So it comes back to balance.
Yeah, 100%. I'm also not intrinsically motivated, so nothing within me says get up and do a workout. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
That's why I started teaching group fitness. That's why I got into group fitness as a member before I even started teaching it, because I like to have people there that make me do the work. Obviously, that's evolved into my job now, but nothing within me says, hey, you've got a day off now, get up and go and do a workout.
If you could time travel, would you go forwards or backwards?
Or backwards.
What for? Where would you go back to?
A simpler time.
Simpler time. Did
Yeah.
you ever have a simple time?
When I was born on the beach.
Is there any one moment that
God.
stands out that you want to go back to?
Not school. I hated school so much. I would go back to being like 17 years old. I've left school. I hated school so much.
Did you?
I really didn't have that much responsibility back then. I worked in a bar on a night after working in the salon all day.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just living life.
Just simple.
And it was a good time.
Yeah.
We weren't overly into social media. We had Facebook. I was never on MySpace. MySpace?
MySpace, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't catch the MySpace train. I was into Facebook first, but yeah, that was starting to happen. But yeah, it was just a fun time. That's where I'd go back to. Life wasn't so serious.
Good. Love that.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest thing you've Googled recently?
The weirdest thing I've Googled. Oh, yeah. I've got a good one.
Go on.
Can you overdose on electrolytes? I bought the most delicious electrolytes the other day from Boots. They were quite expensive, £7 each, which is a lot for a tube of electrolytes that you
Yes.
dissolve in water.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
And can you?
yeah, you can. You need to have a lot. 3 tablets a day is enough.
Right.
But that's for the average person. So if you're doing a lot of cardio, like I am
Exactly.
teaching classes, we can round that up to 4, can't we?
If your life was a movie, what would the title be?
Time for a nap.
Yes, I think that's relevant.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much.
love a nap.
Chris, it looks like your strong flat white has come to an end. So thank you.
times.
Sad times. Thank you so much for being on
Oh, thank
ChatterBeans today.
you.
Where can people connect with you or work out a way? Like, yeah, how can people find out what you do next? Because there will be more.
My Instagram's Christopher Pyne, all one word, Pyne. I'm sure it'll be in the box anyway. Workout Away is our brand, of course, which we've talked about a lot. To be honest, if you're going to follow any account, that's the one you want.
Follow
That's
this
the
one.
exciting one.
Yeah.
I revived my own social media a couple of years ago after having a little bit of time out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Workout Away
Amazing.
is the main one for our brand. So head there.
Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll see you soon.
It's been fun. See you soon.
It's been great.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to ChatterBeans. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. If you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And for more behind-the-scenes moments, guest updates, and a peek into the world of ChatterBeans, follow us on Instagram at chatter.beans. Until next time, grab a coffee, sit back, and let's keep chatting.